Imagine it's 30 years ago. The sun just dropped below the horizon. There's no Netflix, no phone, no lamp, just you, a fire, and the sound of something moving in the dark that you really hope is just the wind. Hold my scroll, because what ancient humans actually did at night is weirder, smarter, and honestly way more interesting than what you'd expect. Okay, so here's something that's going to mess with your head. For most of human history, people didn't sleep the way you do now. No solid 8 hours, no alarm clock. They slept in two separate chunks. Historians call it biphasic sleep, but basically ancient humans would sleep for a few hours after dark, wake up in the middle of the night for an hour or two, then go back to sleep until dawn. What did they do during that middle of the night wake window? Talk, pray, mingle under the sheets, except, well, there were no sheets, so I guess they just mingled in the open. Anyways, stare at the fire, think about stuff. Anthropologist Roger Eckhart spent 16 years researching this and found references to first sleep and second sleep in documents across dozens of cultures. This wasn't an accident, it was just how human sleep worked before artificial light scrambled everything. Your 3 a.m. brain spiral? Historically normal. Congratulations! Alright, before we continue into this video any further, I just want to share this program that I started recently, and it really helped me relax and focus while I was working. And so I thought it might be something that you are interested in as well, and if you are, I'll leave the link in the description as well as the pinned comment and you can check it out. Let's get back to the video. But let's back up even further. Like way further, we're talking early Homo sapiens and their ancient cousins. People living in small bands, mostly outdoors, with one technology that changed everything: fire. Archaeologists have found evidence of controlled fire use going back at least 400,000 years, and fire didn't just keep people warm, it extended the day. Before fire, nightfall basically meant, okay, everybody shut up and hide. After fire, humans suddenly had hours of usable time that no other animal had access to. So what did they do with it? They talked. A lot. Researcher Polly Weisner studied the Jahonsi people of the Kalahari, one of the very few remaining hunter-gatherer societies, and compared what people talked about during the day versus at night. During the day, practical stuff, food, tools, complaints about Gary, who keeps eating everyone's berries. At night, around the fire, stories, spiritual experiences, myths, memories, jokes, and the social fabric of the entire community got woven in those nighttime hours. Weisner actually argues that firelit nights drove the evolution of language itself, that the extended social time fire created is part of why humans developed such complex communication in the first place. Firelight didn't just light up the cave, it lit up the human mind. Now here's where it gets actually insane. Those same firelit nights weren't just cozy storytelling sessions, they were also, kinda terrifying. Because the dark wasn't empty. Leopards are nocturnal. Hyenas are nocturnal. Cave lions, yes, those were real, very much nocturnal. Early humans were prey. Full stop. So nighttime wasn't just about vibes and campfire stories, it was about survival. You kept the fire going because fire scared predators away. You slept in groups because lone humans at night were basically a snack. This is probably why humans developed such a deep, wired-in fear of the dark. It wasn't irrational. The dark literally wanted to eat you. We'll come back to that fear in a second because it led to something unexpected. Meanwhile, let's talk about sleep positions, because ancient humans didn't sleep in beds, because obviously. But researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups found that people slept inflexible, changing positions throughout the night, curled up on their side, sometimes sitting, often in physical contact with others for warmth. Personal space? Never heard of her. And the sleep itself was lighter than ours, more responsive to the environment. Studies of the Hadza people in Tanzania found that across a group, someone was almost always awake or in light sleep at any given point in the night, like a natural rotating watch system, without anyone having to organize it. Evolution basically turned the whole group into a home security system. The Hadza people of Tanzania don't sleep the way we do. Researchers found that across a group of people sleeping together, there was almost never a moment where everyone was in deep sleep at the same time. Natural variation in sleep cycles meant someone was always in light sleep or awake, alert to sounds, to movement, to threats. Nobody assigned watch duty, the group's biology handled it automatically. Ancient humans weren't just sleeping, they were collectively, unconsciously protecting each other all night long. And that's not just cool, that's millions of years of evolution doing its job. Alright, let's pedal back to the fear of the dark and what it produced. Because here's the thing, long dark nights plus big human imaginations plus genuine danger is basically a recipe for one thing: mythology. The creatures that live in the dark in almost every ancient culture, the monsters, the spirits, the things that come out when the sun goes down, those weren't random. They were ancient humans processing real fear into stories. Night was the unknown, and humans being, well, humans, populated the unknown with meaning. Egyptians, for example, believed that the sun god Ra literally died every night and had to fight his way through the underworld to rise again at dawn. Every sundown was a defeat, and every sunrise was a victory. Think about that. They turned the terror of darkness into the most dramatic comeback story ever told, every single day and night. Greek myths are full of night gods and creatures. Nyx, the goddess of night, was so powerful even Zeus was scared of her. The Norse had creatures that only moved in darkness. Almost every ancient culture independently developed some version of the night is alive and it has opinions about you. And honestly, given what ancient nights were actually like, pitch black, full of predators, nothing but a fire between you and the void, that tracks completely. So what did ancient humans do at night? They slept in 2 shifts and had midnight hangouts. They told stories that became mythologies. They kept fires burning to hold back predators. They unconsciously took turns staying alert so nobody got eaten. They looked up at the same stars we look at and made up wild explanations for them, and they felt that exact same weird creeping unease at 3 a.m. that you felt. The details are different. The Wi-Fi situation was worse, but the humans pretty much the same. That's the thing about history. Scratch the surface of ancient and you find someone disturbingly familiar staring back at you. If this kind of story is your thing, wild history, forgotten facts, stuff that sounds made up but absolutely is not, you're in the right place. Hold My Scroll is all about the history they glossed over in school, told the way it actually deserves to be told. Like, comment, and drop in the comments to sleep schedule. Would you try it? Because personally I feel like I've been doing it wrongly my whole life and I'm a little annoyed about it. Until next time, history's got more where that came from. Hold my scroll and stroke it gently as well. Before I go though, just a reminder, that program that I spoke of, it really did help me focus while working and especially relax after I'm done working. It's an audio program that you can listen to while working or working out or just staring at the wall. So it's pretty convenient. Like I said, link in the description, also in the pinned comment below. That's how you can support me without any extra cost to you. Thank you so much for watching this video.